So there I was. I finished my 9 to 5 on Saturday. Was gonna play some Baldur's Gate 3 with a friend of mine, and my fucking hard drive with Baldur's Gate was broken. So I'm working on the warranty to get a new hard drive. I had to re-download it on my computer, and holy fuck, 3 hours to download. So what did I do? I slapped some random fucking team together, hopped on Champions, went from Pokeball 1 or whatever the fuck it's called, Pokeball 4 to 1900s in like 3 hour in that 3 hour download time. I got to 1900s, okay, with this random fucking team that I slapped together. Um, if you gun to my head, you ask me for any of these fucking EV spreads, I cannot tell you what they do, mostly. But I beat Yubi slow. This guy's like the best player in the world, so like, at least I did something right? So originally this was a faster Zard, and then I realized, oh fuck, let me run like something slower to compensate for the trick room mode, and just having more bulk is just nice. So yeah, I was running like a faster Zard, but I changed it to this. But the rest is pretty much the same as I was running on Saturday, where basically I was just like, okay, you need max speed arrow. I believe this EV spread lives Scizor Bullet Punch, and that's like the only fucking thing I like noticed when running the calcs for a brief second. And then the rest, I don't fucking know what they do. I believe you need like 16, 17, 18, whatever attack on Aerodactyl is like are like the benchmarks for Mega Aerodactyl. So I was like, fuck it, I'm using the lowest one so I can put more into bulk. Um, yeah, we got Tailwind, we got Rock Slide. Ice Fang is just like, it's won me so many games against good players. It literally, like, I beat Ubi because I had Ice Fang on this fucking Aerodactyl. He led Chomp Zard, and swapped the fucking Zard to Whimsicott, and watches my fucking Ice Fang annihilate his Garchomp. So, that was great. That was great. And then Dual Wing Beat, yeah, like, I kind of don't want to run this move, but it's just like, against like random fucking teams, it's just like it makes the most sense to use it. Although I would love to run like Wide Guard on this Aerodactyl if I could. But alas, we're using Dual Wing Beat because there's like just a random fucking Sneaslers. Like I fucking fought a Mega Abomasnow, so that was cool. Dual Wing Beat didn't actually even kill the Mega Abomasnow, so maybe it's a fraud. But Dual Wing Beat just like you. There were so many times where I would just pick him off with Dual Wing Beat, or like just it was like kind of weak. I was like, okay, I can Dual Wing Beat this thing and kill it. Like it just like came up in a lot of scenarios. But in most cases, you're just clicking Tail and Rock Slide. Yeah, it would be nice to run Wide Guard, but Ice Fang for the Garchomps is just like enclosed sheet just feels like really good. But if you do want to remove one move for Wide Guard, I would probably say remove Ice Fang. And then you're just gonna have to like thug it out against the Garchomps with like your own Chomp and Sylveon, I guess. Yeah, so Zard here, 9 special attack modest is just like one of the benchmarks, just to do like a big fucking ton of damage. Truth be told, I don't know what they do. Like, there's one of the benchmarks is just 1, the other one is 3, and then the next one's like 8 and 9, and then the next one's like 11, and then the next one's 13, and then nobody goes above 13. And I don't know what any of those fucking numbers do, but 9, I was just like, yeah, I can do 9. And then this defensive E spread 2032, I literally just stole this shit from Chris Hahn, okay? I was literally just like, I need a defensive EV spread. Hold on. I know Darts VG got me, bro. I pulled up the fucking Rento code, and I saw he had like 1 special attack in fucking 11 speed, or like 3 special attack or something, which I just converted to 9.5 instead because I need a slower Zard. And then yeah, I stole his defensive spread, and I called it a good day. And then the Garchomp here, I stole this from, like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. These spreads are fucking stolen. I don't know what any of these fucking do, except I did make the KG one, but everyone would make the same one as me for a fucking Sash KG. But anyways, yeah, so the Garchomp, I just stole this from Mihono Suika, fucking Joji Kaeda, bro. My GOAT, fucking, Edu CPT, Eduardo Kuna, he does opt to run, like, a more bulky Garchomp with like some defense EVs, and you just run like 24 attack instead. But I was like, truth be told, I don't know what the fuck it does, so I just ran this one. I called it a good day. Because doing more damage is just nice, you know? So yeah, Life Orb Chomp is just so broken. Essentially, I was like, Life Orb Chomp is really broken, but my problem is like, what if I fight another Life Orb Jolly Chomp, and they just win the speed tie? Do I just lose? So that's why I have Ice Fang on Mega Aerodactyl. That was like the whole theory behind that. That was literally it. And then King Gambit here, Sash KG is just so good under Tailwind. It outspeeds like a bunch of random shit. Like the 202 speed benchmark is actually something that most mods will not be hitting. Yeah, you see, like, so Mega Aerodactyl is, like, this is a max speed Aerodactyl, it's 222, right? So like if we like look at, like, I don't fucking know, let's look at Mega Staraptor, okay? That's Mega Starmie. Staraptor. Okay, let's look at Mega Staraptor. Okay, 110. Okay, so we just run like Max Jolly. It's 178, so you outspeed that. And if you're outspeeding this, you can outspeed a lot of other mons. I'm pretty sure Gengar. It's like, what did they run on Gengar? Like 10? Was it 10? Was it 10 timid? Something like that. But even if you run maximum, it's like, bro, 200. Your KG is faster. Why is like what? You're gonna be 204. The max speed Gengar is 200. Albeit nobody runs max speed Gengar, but hey, there you go. So like, yeah, this Kingambit's like deceptively just faster than Tailwind, and like I've stolen like a lot of fucking kills on mons that I should not have killed. Like, yeah, they just didn't expect me to be that fast on their Tailwind. They're like, surely my mon outspeeds Kingambit, even has Tailwind up, and then I just fucking go first and I kill them. So yeah, like Aerodactyl Kingambit's like the most used lead I think with this team, because yeah, it's just you can catch a lot of people off guard with the speed stuff, because they usually don't know that you're focus sash. Sylveon. This Sylveon spread, I fucking stole it from somewhere. Where did I steal it from? Don't fucking remember. I've seen this spread before. I think this is like a really old spread used by like, I think it was like the Dubious team that like popped off originally when like Victory Road got dominated by like all those Aerodactyl Charizard teams, right? And this is like, I think this spread is like really similar. So like from what I remember, the 95 here was originally meant for like Sneaslers. Like if you just like, so if you go like Sneasler, why the fuck is there a Choice Scarf here? Okay, so if you go to Sneasler here, he caps at 189. So if you hit 190 speed, you just need 95. So this is what the 15 is for. That's all I know about the speed. The rest, I cannot tell you what the bulk does here. I cannot tell you what like any of this does. But hey, you have Fairy Feather, Pixelate, Hyper Beam. This should still like pick off things like. The fourth move on Sylveon highly just relies on like, hey, what move am I gonna be fucking using in most scenarios? And this is a very hyper offensive team where battles like last fucking, they're like decided by turn 3 or 4. Okay, every battle, like almost every battle of this team is decided by turn 3 or 4. So if your games are going to be that quick and like volatile, just fucking put Hyper Beam on there so you can like, yeah, like against like, I don't know, I fought a lot of fucking Staraptors. I didn't lose to a single one. My one loss was to some random fucking team that just had like Sneasler, and I double missed dual wing beat on it. That was my one loss, was to fucking Sneasler dodged dual wing beat twice, killed my Kingambit, killed my Sylveon, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just fucking cry, I guess, like what? So that was cool. That was really cool, I guess. I don't know. So guess I should have played better, I guess. I don't know. I double missed dual wing beat. What the fuck do you expect me to do? So anyways, yeah, Hyper Beam is just like the best if you're running like all these matches where it's just gonna be decided like very early. Like you might as well like have a fucking nuke button that lets you like decide that. There was also an end game though where I had Sylveon clutch a 1v2 because I just got like, I got a Hyper Beam off, and then the Pelipper, there was a Pelipper that wasn't in rain. There was no weather, so I literally just like stood there. I dodged a hurricane. He launched 3 more hurricanes at me. I survived it, and I just fucking Hyper Voice finished him off because he like took a Hyper Voice earlier in the game. I was like, okay, GG man, I'm better. So that was great. Yeah, so that happened. And then Farig is just like really good for like the fake out heavy comps, and like even like lower elo, like people like just don't respect Farig, so you can kind of just like swap the Farig on turn 1 to just nuke them with like one of your mons. It's like kind of crazy. Yeah, you also have like a trick room mode with Farig, and like you also have an anti-trick room stuff with like helping hand weather ball into like other stuff, which I'll talk about in this document right here, which is like I literally just threw this together in 2 minutes. I'm like as you can see, this is a very low effort document, but I have like I can expand on these because like obviously like I didn't write all the fucking details, they're all in my head, but I can give you guys the details that are in my head of these teams. So yeah, we're I believe the original version of NASC that popped off had like Roar and Thunderbolts, and I think that fucking version sucks. Like I think that's awful. Like like you need to like, I think having Protect on Farig is like very important because a lot of people for some reason don't expect Farig to protect half the time, and they tend to like they tend to double into it very often, so just being able to protect and then get that free attack off is like really nice. And then yeah, like just having the bulk just to live like tons of different double ups in case you want to go for Trick Room is just really important. So yeah, we have like a Fizdef bulky Farig here. Um, yeah, I have Psychic over Twin Beam still just because I feel like on ladder like amount of times Twin Beam's actually gonna like matter is like not that much. So I have Psychic here. And then yeah, very standard moveset really. I didn't feel like I needed like the T-Bolt to kill Zard because I just had Aerodactyl, Garchomp, and my own Zard to where I didn't feel like it wasn't that necessary. Yeah, so now we can talk about leads and stuff. Okay, so the most common leads of this team are Aerodactyl plus King Gambit and Aerodactyl plus Sylveon. Aerodactyl King Gambit is just like really good because the coverage that they have together is just really crazy. Like King Gambit's weaknesses are like just like fighting types or like Zard Y and stuff, and Aerodactyl covers for that very well with like Rock Slide Orby coverage, right? And then like against like fake out heavy comps, if they lead like Instant to like intimidate you, then you get the Defiance. But if they don't intimidate, then Aerodactyl just does so much damage, and you can kind of like spam Rock Slide and get like flinches and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. Against like instant heavy comps, I will say I do tend to just target like I do like to target the instant very early because like what they tend to do is at like higher level they kind of expect a Farig swap, and then because of that they'll play very defensively with their other mon. So then you can kind of just low kick the instant for like 70% and then like threaten to kill it on the next turn. Against like Floette, like I played like a Floette I played a Floette player in like 1800s, and I just swapped Aerodactyl to Farig, and they went for Fake Out Combined. Armatil blocked it. They got Combined off, and then I Iron Head OHKO'd their fucking Floette, and they conceded on turn 1. It was just like, like, bro, walk the fuck in, bro. How'd you not expect that play? But yeah, against like Gengar stuff as well, they just like to go for Fake Out Perish, so then you can swap to Farig and like Kowtow cleave the Gengar, and they just lose. But I did place a Perish player where I was like, okay, this guy's got a lot of elo. I should expect him to expect that play. So what I did was I low kicked the Instant, try to get Tailwind up. Wait, no. Sorry, I swapped to Aerodactyl to Farig, and I low kicked the Instant just to play around both. And he did opt for he opted for Fake Out Perish anyways, even though like. That play, like I said, that play just lost the swap to Free Kowtow. But yeah, and then so then he tried to protect Parting Shot the next turn. I jump scared him with my fast King Gambit and just killed him. And yeah, I got TR up, killed, and then like yeah, just like psychic with Kowtow shit. Like I just so I killed the Instant, right? I got TR up, and then his Gengar was in danger, so he was like, fuck. So he opted to go for a double protect there. It was like touche. Like if you get the double protect off, you can sack him on and then kill 2, and then we have a 2v2, and you can maybe win. But he failed the double protect, and I just fucking like doubled the slot, and I won. So yeah, that was pretty easy. Yeah, so Aerodactyl plus KG is just like, yeah, like there's so many mix-ups you can have with the team. It just like, has such good coverage. But then the other one is Aerodactyl plus Sylveon. There's a few matchups where you want to do that because, for example, I played against a lot of Staraptors, and I could just click Tailwind Hyper Voice, and you usually didn't have an answer. I did play against one where they led Go plus Staraptor, and that was really awkward because then I had to like swap. To fucking Farig, detect the Sylveon, and then get TR, and then like they got -2 for Make It Rain, and then I was able to get TR up and then mount to come back with like King Gambit plus Sylveon. But it was really weird. It was so fucking weird. That was a weird ass match. But thank God Make It Rain is -2 now because that allowed me to make that play. So yeah, that one worked out perfectly. Worked out fine-ish after like a weird lead. And then yeah, like there's just like a ton of teams where it's like if you think they're really weak to Fairy, you can kind of just spam Hyper Voice. So just going for like Tailwind Hyper Voice is just so broken. Yeah, it's just a try and true, like Aerodactyl plus Sylveon's like a really broken lead on so many different teams, and it's a broken lead on this team. So yeah, there's other leads that you have. So Aerodactyl plus Charizard also works. The reason why Aerodactyl and Charizard is such like a good duo is because you can bring both of them, and then you can usually just not mega the Aerodactyl. Although sometimes there'll be times where you will be megaing the Aerodactyl over Charizard, which actually mattered in my game against Ubislow, where I beat him, because I noticed that he was gonna Weather Ball plus Moonblast double my Aerodactyl, so if I Mega the Aerodactyl, then I would lift that and I'll get my Rock Slide off and kill Zard Y. And that's how I won. That's literally how I won the game. Was just doing that. And then yeah, I just had like regular Zard in the back, which didn't matter. Like my regular Zard and Sun should be able to beat a fucking Whimsicott, right, at 1 HP. So yeah, that worked out. Yeah, so you can lead both of them together. In the case of like the times where you think your opponent's like team is really weak to Zard. Another lead you could just do if you like don't see any like good like defensive coverage against Rock Slide plus Earthquake is you just fucking lead Aerodactyl plus Garchomp and you just spam Rock Slide Earthquake and you win. That's like another lead you have this team. So yeah, like Aerodactyl plus any Mon besides Farig is honestly like a viable lead into like a lot of matchups. And then obviously you have Zard plus Charizard, Zard plus Sylveon, where like if you think your opponent has bad defensive coverage into Fire Ground or Fire Fairy, you just lead Zard Garchomp, you just lead Zard Sylveon, and you just like you click Heat Wave or Earthquake, you click Heat Wave, Hyper Voice, and yeah, they don't really have many responses as long as you like analyzed in Team Preview correctly. Yeah, so those are like the most common leads, and then I'll go over like a few matchups. So against Hard Trick Room, like I said, you just Weather Ball, Helping Hand, turn 1, kill the Farig. But another thing that's kind of important is you want to have Garchomp in the back usually, because Garchomp is with like Life Orb Earthquake is actually such a broken endgame cleaner into those comps, and then you usually want like one of either King Gambit or Hyper Voice. One of King Gambit or Sylveon to clean up games. But yeah, Hyper Voice, it's so broken. No, yeah, so yeah, Sylveon is kind of nice because at least this one. Wait, hold on, this is supposed to be Detect. At least this one you can go for like Detect Earthquake in some certain scenarios where like King Gambit you will have to self EQ yourself. But there's times where you want to bring King Gambit instead, just because it has like better like offensive coverage into the opponent's comp. Like for example, if they have their own King Gambits, then you want to bring your King Gambit in the back, so that way you can low kick theirs. Yeah. So next in the mirror match, I did play 2 mirror matches where I just led Aerodactyl King Gambit. So the first mirror match, they also led Aerodactyl King Gambit, and I won the speed tie, and I hit Rock Slide low kick. And yeah, or maybe they weren't. Maybe it wasn't a speed time. Maybe they just weren't running max speed. Because I do know there's like some King Gambits that run like they run like this kind of spread or something like that, which I just don't think is very good. Because it's very specifically just designed for like certain like Aqua Jet like double ups into like certain moves in the King Gambit. But like, dude, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, you just need the speed. The speed is just too good. So yeah, I just clicked Rock Slide low kick. Worked out. And then my second game, they led like Sylveon for Rig, and I was like, bro, you're just gonna Detect and fucking Trick Room. I know what you're gonna do. So, I was like, okay. So the first thing I did was I pulled up good old damage calculator, because the thing is here, I didn't want to click Rock Slide because I know that Rock Slide plus Kowtow will not kill the Farig. And I don't want to bank on like flinch chances here. So first thing I did was essentially I was just like, okay, let's just quickly check out the damage here. So let's go like Fergraph, and then and let's just say it's the same spread as this. So we'll go like 29, 20, bold, and we'll put Dual Wing Beat on there. And Dual Wing Beat does not put them in citrus range. So I was like, okay, I'll just Dual Wing Beat Kowtow the Farig. And that's exactly what I did. And the Farig fucking dies. Sylveon goes for Detect, and it's like, oh, it's over, bro. I'm Iron Heading that slot, and it's over. So he got Garchomp Zard in the back, by the way. He led Sylveon Farig with Garchomp Zard in the back. So he brings out Garchomp, and I Ice Bang the Garchomp, Iron Head the Sylveon. Since my King Gambit's max speed, it outspeeds the Sylveon and just fucking OHKOs it. And then next thing you know, I have a 4v1 where the only damage I took was rough skin chip from Garchomp onto my Aerodactyl from my Ice Fang, and that was it. And he pulled out fucking Charizard, and he timer stalled me. He just fucking he didn't even mega his fucking Charizard. I think he just like left the switch after that, and I was just waiting there like, bro, I'm just trying to kill you. Just let me kill you a Rock Slide. And fun fact, the first Rock Slide the first Rock Slide actually did miss, but the second one got him. And I was just stuck waiting there with my dick in my hand, just like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna watch now. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. But it's whatever. It worked out. Um, yeah. So the mirror match. This is just like the most consistent game plan to have. Um, if you can like hard read into this and like do other stuff. Like for example, you could just lead Aerodactyl Chomp, and it has like fine coverage into this, because into this specific lead, what they can do is they can just what's the word? They can just go for so basically they know that you're always gonna Iron Head their Aerodactyl. So what they can do is they can try to just Rock Slide flinch you, and yeah, you can't really get the tailwind up. It's like a 50-50 really, but yeah, it's either that or you just risk the Aerodactyl and get its speed tie. But essentially, Chomp is like less valuable than the KG, so having that trade off in like the Chomp being faster than the KG does matter. Uh, yeah, so that's like the only like lead that like it's still like it's not even that bad into air. Like okay, it beats Aerodactyl KG, but it's like 55-45. It's like very slight. But yeah, this is just generally like the best game plan to go for. In the Big Six, for some reason the Japanese players, like if I know they're Japanese, they tend to respect the Furugraph. And then I can lead Aerodactyl KG with Sylveon plus Zard in the back. And yeah, having your own Mega Zard in the back to clean up games alongside Sylveon Hyper Voice to just kill like the Garchomp is really nice. But what I noticed is when I would play against like English named players, they would usually just lead Wind into me. So because of that, you could just go Zard for Rig. And originally I was going like Mega Protect to get the stun up and protect my Zard from like Tailwind Wave Crash, and then for Rig doesn't take much damage from like a Wave Crash and Sun plus Moonblast, and you get TR up. But then I realized, wait a second. What if I can just Solar Beam the fucking Basque, because they never fucking Tailwind Wave Crash you. Like if they Tailwind, then they just lose to TR. So they're not gonna Tailwind in front of that shit. So yeah, I just did. I just do Solar Beam now. I just Solar Beam the Basque, and yeah, Moonblast hits my guy for like no damage, and then I show him the Trick Room, and it's usually just a win from there. Because the thing is, like, Wim is just on the field doing nothing. It's doing no damage. It's the fastest ball on the board. Trick Room was up, and if they bring their own KG in, it's whatever, because that Kowtow Cleave is not gonna fucking hurt you. That it's not gonna Oko you. So you just Heat Wave and you win. It's that simple. So yeah, and they usually don't have their own Garchomp, but if they do, you can kind of just swap to Sylveon, because they're gonna fucking Rock Slide and just does no fucking damage. Sylveon does like 20 something, right? And then you can just go for like Helping Hand Hyper Voices and win from there. And just remember the Psychic on that turn to break the Whimsicott Sash. But if they don't, if they protect that turn, then it's whatever. You can still just go for Helping Hand Hyper Voice, even though the Wind will survive from Sash, just because like the thing is like you can't really get punished for it because Moonblast just doesn't do enough damage. So yeah, there's a TR mode if you want to like beat people leading Wimbask into you, because for some reason people love doing that. And then yeah, here's the Stratford thing I was talking about: Aerodactyl plus Sylveon plus KG and Randomon. Yeah, having KG in the Staraptor matchup is very nice still, because although KG sucks into Staraptor, it's still very good into like literally all of Staraptor's partners. And then versus the balance slop, I just have Aerodactyl KG lead again with Furig and Randomon in the back. Yeah, they're gonna fake out you, right? So you can kind of just like hold on, let me see. I kid you not. My game plans against balance, I just stole it from the Alex Gomez versus Justin Tang match. I think it's like right here. Yeah, literally like these gameplay, like I literally just stole shit from here. So yeah, Aerodactyl KG, right? That's funny. They Justin fucking led double fake out. Wait, that's crazy. But yeah, this just has like really good coverage, and just having like Ferg in the back, because what this lets you do is it's like, dude, you can low kick the instant for so much damage. Once again, you can dual wing beat Sneasler, and then having Frigg in the back just means you're good. You don't get faked out. So the amount of pressure that you put on this lead, along with Frigg in the back, is just really crazy. And yeah, you can just like have whoever you want in the back. I'm trying to remember who.
Twin Beam hits into a dark fit locked in. Alex Gomez with a 2-0 victory in a set that promised it was going to be Floette.
Let's quickly fucking find. I forgot the last Mon was. I remember this on Saturday, but I don't remember. It was fucking Garchomp or Sylveon. I don't remember. I think it was Garchomp because you wanted to like have a Mon that could kill like Delphox. But yeah, Sylveon's also good into like their Floette mode, so it's like it's whatever. You know, you could do it either or, to be honest. Um, yeah. So versus balance slap, that's what I do, and I think that's like all the relevant matchups I needed to talk about. You just fight big. I fought so many big six players. I fought a few. I fought two mirrors. I fought a lot of Staraptors. Oh, Swampert Rain. Swampert Rain. Okay, so versus Swampert Rain, it really depends on the comp that they have. Cause like if they have like Sableye Arc stuff, then you want to be very aggro with Sylveon, and then end the game with Zard. But if they have like just like Scarf Basque Pelipper stuff, it's like okay. Um, then you lead King Gambit because they usually lead the fucking Basque, and then yeah, you could just like King Gambit Sylveon's like not even like is actually a pretty reasonable lead into that. You can also do Gambit plus Zard. Gambit plus Zard also works into like the Pelipper Scarf Bass stuff. Yeah, you just don't want to lead Zard into Sableye essentially. But if they don't have the Sableye, then you can just like establish dominance with the rain. I mean with the weather setting, and then yes, they can just swap to Pelipper, but then you swap out you hit an attack with Zard, or you protect the turn one, and then you hit attack, and then you swap out Zard the next turn on the Pelipper swap, and then you hit the Pelipper. You just Kowtow cleave the Pelipper slot, do a shit ton of damage to it, and then now the pressure's on because you can swap back to Zard and just hit the Pelipper slot again. So yeah, that's like what I usually do, and yeah, it just worked out perfectly fine. Another cool thing is like this King Gambit is faster than like every fucking Swampert that I fought. So, and the Swamperts like aren't very like they weren't actually that fat. Like I was hitting Kowtow Cleave and doing like 55 damage or some shit. It was like crazy. Like I was doing so much damage with Kowtow Cleave. Like maybe they just weren't bulk infested. Who knows? But yeah, I was doing so much fucking damage with Kowtow Cleave. Um, and yeah, it was just like it was too easy. Like if you get Tailwind up, you should be able to pressure them very well. Because the thing is, like as long as you have one of Sylveon or Zard Y there to hit the Archaludon under Tailwind, then they don't really have like a good response. Like okay, so there are like Grimmsnarl variants where they like get screens up, but then you can kind of just like hard target the Grimmsnarl of like Ironhead's Hyper Voice or something early on, and then because of that they only get one of Reflector Light Screen up, so then you can kind of just pressure them with the other type of like category of attack that you have. So yeah, like that was like I guess that was another matchup that I just forgot to write down here, but yeah, that's like how I approached that one. So yeah, there's like another fucking like a 25-minute something video of me just like building a random fucking team, winning games with it, and yeah, just blabbing about matchups and stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the team report. It's going to out. Peace.